So, hi everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here and clicking on this video. Big thank you for my friends, to my friends, I'm sorry, who I was basically bothering about like starting my YouTube channel for like longest time possible. And thank you so much if you are just random person on the internet who decided to click this video and listen to it. So thank you so much for being here. So just side note, what you are watching in the background is basically quick warm-up sketch. I'm trying to do those at least once a day. I usually make like 3 or 4 of them before I do some like, harder or more difficult stuff for me. And yeah, I hope you will enjoy it as well. So, my story would be a good starting point for the video. So, once upon a time, I used to live in a different country and I had a very different career from what I'm doing right now. And I was basically a flight attendant. I used to travel, go places, party like crazy, and I had what you would call very, very unstable life if it comes to like, location, relationships, and all the stuff. It was pretty good, pretty crazy actually. I had so much fun, so many different experiences day to day. But then COVID happened, and all of the sudden, all of this was gone, and I was under high risk of like being quarantined whenever you would have someone sick on board or one of your colleagues. It was like very early, like in 2020, just basically like January on February when those restrictions happened for us, because we used to travel internationally, so like all those restrictions just affected me and my coworkers like immediately, months before like countries regulations or anything. So going back to my point, I was under very high risk of like basically sitting home for weeks, or in the worst scenario, sitting in facilities for weeks without maybe without access to internet, or like if it happened like really quick, without like access to basic electronic devices. And I started spending so much more of my time home instead of at work, and I spent so many more days like you know basically in the same country, in the same place, in my home. I was not used to that at all. So I figured I need hobby to like pass the time, to like have something that I can do when I'm not working and when I'm not partying, because I can't do those things anymore. And first, I started playing games, and I was like, whoa, this is great. But it didn't sort me out for like long time, right? You play game, you finish game, that's it, over. You need to either find a new one or find something else. So I decided, hey, when I was a kid, I used to really, really like to draw. Like, I never did it professionally. I actually haven't heard of term fundamentals of art until like 3 years ago. But I was like, yeah, great. Art sounds like fun. I'm just gonna go for it. And during this time, I basically just had like pen and paper, and I was just like doing some doodles. And then shortly after that, I was like, you know what? I think I will buy an iPad and try with this. I used to have like tablet back home that I used when I was like younger. I got it from my parents, and never got into like digital art seriously. But I remember I really, really loved it. So with this, I basically started drawing. And towards end of my career as a flight attendant, I was like dead set on becoming a full-time artist. I was like, I love it so much. I love it so much more than like traveling and going places and like It's something completely different. Like I'm jumping from, all this mix and, unstable, adventurous lifestyle to basically sitting on my sitting on my ass and like just drawing for hours. But like it was so exciting, and I could mix all those experiences from traveling I had into it, and I can create stories and people and characters. And I thought, oh my god, this is so awesome. I really want to do it. So shortly after that, I left my job. I came back to my home country of origin, and I didn't look for a job immediately. I was like, okay, 2 years. I saved up enough for it. I'm gonna spend next 2 years sitting on my ass, drawing every day, and see basically what happens, what will come up from it. If I manage to get the job, or maybe I won't and I will have to give up. But like, I didn't see it as an option. I was like, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna draw, I'm gonna make it. End of story. Failure is not an option, basically. And it did work. Actually, it did work a bit faster than I even assumed. After a year and a half, I managed to enter industry, mobile gaming industry, actually, as junior game artist. And I was kind of like, oh, do everything person, right? I used to do characters, environment, UI, props, anything that had to be done. I used to do it, of course, together with other artists that work on a project. But going back a little bit, before I got the job, it sounds like, yeah, I was so motivated, year and a half, and I did it. But it was awful. It was so hard to just sit and stay motivated and just do things. And like, I had so many questions, and I didn't have anyone to answer those questions. I would often take like some tutorials online, or like even courses with feedback. And some people were able to acknowledge my struggles and answer them, but like not that many of them. And with my art friends, it was the same. First of all, I have great art friends. Like I love them so much, and they are huge like support for me. When I was like, hey, I want to start a channel, everyone just jump on board. Like, yeah, you go, girl, you can do it. But the thing is, they were at very different stages if it comes to art than me. Most of them, they were either like already professionals getting their first job, or they were like, oh yeah, I'm doing art on the side. Like it's not, it wasn't a priority, so to speak. So I was like, I had some struggles, let's say. I really wish I would have someone with the same kind of mindset as me when I was starting. And this is why, for the longest time ever, I was thinking of starting a YouTube channel to kind of acknowledge the struggles I had, to help others with the same struggles. And yeah, when I was like sitting and drawing, I was like, damn it, when I'm gonna be like really good artist, I'm gonna just make tutorials after tutorials and video after video and help so many people and teach so many people. But I never felt like I'm good enough. Like I never felt like I'm like, like a pro. Like, yes, I have some like junior basic job, but like it's not as being like super good at everything and having all the answers for every question. And I just realized I will never be good enough for it. At least I will feel like I'm never good enough for this. So I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna start it now. And that's what I did, basically. Obviously, there was much more struggle. I was like, how to edit video, and how to like, do anything and record, and do I need a microphone? Like, do I have to pay for programs and all this kind of stuff? But eventually I figured it out. Obviously, my editing skills like are severely lacking, so please be patient with me. I will try to upgrade in coming months. But yeah, basically that's everything I wanted to say, and I just wanted to add what to expect from the channel. as I said before, I really, really want to help with people who are starting with art or doing the art, have a lot of like self doubt or are lost and confused. I really, really dream as well of being a teacher in the future. Um, I just, I don't know, there's so much satisfaction when you like gave someone feedback and then they apply it and their work looks so, so much better. So I really want to do that, and I really want to cater it towards people that either don't have art education or, you know, the art education they have, like they don't feel like it answers the question. Because, you know, let's just give back for like what you got, right? So yeah, basically that's all I want. And I also want to track my progress and motivate myself a little bit to do things I usually don't do. I quite often start something and then I just like, oh yeah, I will never finish it, whatever. And I think recording will help me with that. So thank you so much to everyone for listening to this video, and I hope you have a really, really great day and stay tuned for more.